Hello, Eric Hatcher with Century 21 Cornerstone, coming from beautiful Auburn, California with the series Cooking with Your Agent. And today we're at the beautiful home in Auburn at 2227 Ranch House Court, which is a gorgeous house. So we're gonna go in, show you how to make some ice cream, and you're gonna absolutely love it. Let's check it out. Inside this house, it's an absolutely stunning, gorgeous kitchen. As you can see, got a huge pantry, nice gas stove over here, opens up to the backyard. You can totally see all the kids and the family playing. Really nice flow. We got this nice island, heads on out to the patio, which is great. So here we are, and we are going to discuss a little bit about the homemade ice cream, which we're super excited. This is a long-lasting and long-standing tradition about my family. My mom has been making homemade ice cream since I was probably born and then before. So we're excited about bringing this to you. A couple ways you can actually make this is that we have about 3 or 4 of these at home that are about $30 a piece, that you can actually see that it's got the little mixer inside, and you just put some ice with about 2 cups of rock salt that you kind of layer it through as you mix this. But we're going to have this one. There's this one that we just had purchased this one a couple years ago for my sweet wife for Christmas. That we have this one that has something very similar, but the key to this one is that you actually have to put the cylinder and leave that in the freezer and bring that out a couple days into the freezer and bring it out and actually do that as well. There's another one that I like too, is that might go on the front of a KitchenAid that actually connects into a KitchenAid. So whatever that you like, this one's running around $130 now in today's market, and about $30 for this one. So let's go ahead and start with the recipe, but these are the options that you might be able to choose, and it's real easy, real fun. I know years ago that I'd cruise over to my before we got married with Shannon, and there was always this lots of ice cream in her freezer, which was fantastic. And I was just saying, guys, you guys need to make homemade ice cream because it's so much better for you and tastes so much better. So got her connected as soon as we got married. She makes homemade ice cream all the time. It's a wonderful treat to partake of that in a nice hot summer with the family. So let's go ahead and check it out, and we'll talk about the different flavors and things how we can make this. So the recipe is located down below, so check that out, because the recipe actually is, the quantity of recipe is set up for this unit, which is a little bit deeper, but today we're going to be going about half the recipe for this unit right here. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to take a quart of this nice half and half. I'm going to just pour that in. Again, if you were doing this as well in regards to the larger unit, I would just dump it straight in there to make it real easy for you. But since we're actually doing some measurements on this, we'll go with this. So we got 2 cups of a nice heavy cream that we are going to pour into that. And we are going to go with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt there. And now this is something real important. So this vanilla actually is made by our family that is in Mexico, that we've got some family members that are still down there in regards to what they do. And so when they actually stopped making this vanilla, that we ended up, my wife and I ended up purchasing 8 different vanilla beans from all over the different worlds is what it was. And so we actually made our own vanilla and tested it out. And the best way to test which vanilla do you like the best is really into vanilla ice cream. So this is a real nice vanilla that is absolutely stunning. So if you've ever had some of our cooking, you definitely know what that's all about. So we're going to take 1 tablespoon of vanilla. Now something here, at this point, if you'd like a variation of the vanilla ice cream, so you can substitute the vanilla and actually put a 1/2 teaspoon of mint extract with a little bit of green food coloring, and then mix it in with about a 1/2 cup of mini chocolate chips and pour all that in, and then you'll end up getting mint chip ice cream. And one last thing here was a 1 1/4 cups of sugar. So you want to put that in there. About a 1/4 cup. And you just want to mix all this up. And we are going to then pour this into the machine. So we've had this container, which I mentioned, the bowl, that needs to be in the freezer for several days beforehand, which actually comes with instructions. So you grab that out of the freezer. You come in here and you pop that just right into here. You take your mix, make sure it's thoroughly mixed. You pour it in here. This will take about 30 minutes, depending on how cold your mix is, how cold the bowl is, but somewhere in around 30 minutes. Taking that little guy there, put this right on top here. and just hit ice cream, start, and it'll go for about 30 minutes. And while this is actually going and making, we are going to go make some yummy chocolate sauce. So come on over. All right, so while we're here doing the chocolate sauce, so we're going to go ahead and put this on a low heat and get that on here. So we've got 4 ounces of unsweetened chocolate, which is a shout out to Ghirardelli chocolate, one of my favorites. And so we're going to go ahead and put the chocolate, cut this up. And we're going to take 2 tablespoons of butter and melt that there. 2 tablespoons of butter. Get that in. We're going to stir that. All right, so we got the chocolate going here, so we're going to go ahead and put 1 cup of sugar. And 1 pinch of salt. And 3/4 cups of heavy whipping cream. And we're going to bring that just to a boil. And then at that point we will put our 1/4 teaspoon of our vanilla in here at the end. As mentioned, our vanilla family that makes it in Mexico is wonderful. When they stopped making it there for about a 1.5 year period of time, as I mentioned before, those vanilla beans that my wife and I bought all over the world, is that we made our own vanilla for a little bit to try to test it. And I think the Madagascar vanilla was the one that the vanilla bean from Madagascar was one of our favorites that we actually had. It was kind of surprising to actually see what difference and the difference of vanilla and what it actually tasted like when you're actually making the vanilla ice cream. So right when it starts to do a little bit of a boil, like you can see here, we're going to go ahead and put the 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla into that, and go ahead and turn the heat off. Stir that in a little bit, and we are nice and ready. You can put into a nice little pitcher of sorts if you wish. Get that stirred up. Now we're finished with the beautiful chocolate sauce, nice and warm. So let's go ahead and set that aside and go ahead and get our ice cream, and let's see how that's doing. All right, here we are. The differences between the 2 units that we actually wanted to share is both of them will eventually turn off. This one actually, when it turns off, is going to not harm the motor. The other one actually will harm it, so you want to make sure as you hear it starting to labor and grinding, going through, you want to go ahead and unplug that. So let's go ahead and see what the finished product looks like. All right, here we have our ice cream here. It does come out as a soft serve ice cream, so if you do prefer to have it a little bit firmer, you're welcome to put it into like a Tupperware bowl of some sort, stick it into the freezer, and then maybe be a little bit scoopable. But for me, I like it straight out, so we've got our nice chocolate sauce here. I'm gonna drizzle that kind of on top. Of course, I like a little bit more than that. Put a few little fresh strawberries. You can do some blueberries. You can do other different things as well, but you can grab that, and there you go. We've got a nice homemade ice cream with our homemade chocolate sauce. Fantastic. That is fantastic. So go ahead, check out the recipe down below, and we thank you for coming and visiting with us on this beautiful house on Ranch House Court, and look forward to seeing you cooking with your agent on our next episode. Take care.